لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك.
When times change, so must we. That the new time requires new response to new challenges.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Welcome to another edition of the program As You Answer the Call. I am Binti Magaji. The fight against coronavirus is still on. Respect the COVID-19 protocols to stay safe. Now to the program. As part of its policy towards improving Hajj management in Nigeria, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, has been making huge investment in the training of its staff. A series of training programs have been mounted by the Commission to meet the needs of the different categories of NAHCON staff. We'll focus on some aspects of the training programs in our Spotlight segment. Also in the program, we have our regular segments such as the NAHCON News Diary, which features the activities of NAHCON chairman, key functionaries of the Commission, and other stakeholders. These and more shortly. Please stay with us.
Nigeria intending pilgrims. Are you aware that the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, in conjunction with Jais Bank and Islamic Development Bank, IDB, have organized a standard means of offering animal sacrifice, hadaya, with ease? Be guided that it is optional depending on the type of Hajj one is performing. Hence, you are urged to seek Islamic scholars, ulama's guidance. The intending pilgrims are cautioned not to make payments to unauthorized vendors who offer attractive prices but may turn out to be cheats. Make your hadaya payment to any Jais Bank next to you in Nigeria and collect your coupon, or to the State Pilgrims Welfare Board where you paid your Hajj fare. This message is from the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك.
Thanks for being there. We begin the program with the news diary as presented from our studio. The management of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, says it will support organizations that are making efforts to ensure that all services given to pilgrims are Sharia compliant or halal.
Particularly more so when it is to
NAHCON chairman Alhaji Zikrullah Kule Hassan stated this when officials of Halal Standards Development Trust visited Hajj House recently.
And I agree that issue of standard, compliance, development of which you are associated with are things we must necessarily support. If we cannot support what is halal, then what's the basis of our existence? I think after today, we will look for a way to have a committee to sit down to see exactly how we can operate without also infringing on our own act.
Speaking earlier, coordinator of Halal Standards Development Trust, Hajia Hafsat Bello, underscored the importance of its services to Muslim Ummah.
Halal certification became necessary because we live in a global environment and is born out of the direct commandment of Almighty Allah that as Muslims, part of our duty and responsibility is to make sure that whatever we consume, whatever we take, whatever we are involved in, is halal. And we should move away from haram.
Halal Standards Development Trust, HASDAT, is an independent, voluntary and non-profit organization approved by the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, mandated in the supervision and compliance with halal practices in the Nigerian food and beverages. In another development, the Executive Secretary of Niger State Pilgrims Welfare Board, Umar Makulapai, has called on NAHCON to facilitate the completion of Mina Terminal Airport for better service delivery to pilgrims. Umar Maku made the plea when he visited NAHCON chairman recently in his office at Hajj House.
We want to bring to your notice that the issue of our terminal building, since 2014, the Niger State Airport, or Mina Airport, is undergoing remodeling by the Federal Ministry of Aviation, but up to date, it has not been made habitable. All our activities that are expected to be executed at the airport is being undertaken at Hajj camp, which is, to us, is against the best practices.
While hoping for Hajj development project in the state, the executive secretary said the board has secured permanent Hajj camp site for its operations.
We've been able to secure our own permanent Hajj camp site, measuring 22.904 hectares of land, which we have already fenced, and we are already started negotiating with the state government to, in collaboration with NAHCON, do the groundbreaking ceremony. At the end of the day, our own Hajj camp should serve as one of their legacy projects at the end of the tenure of this administration.
Execute very diligently, otherwise...
Responding, NAHCON chairman Alhaji Zikrullah Kule Hassan assured the Niger State Pilgrims Welfare Board of NAHCON's support for the completion of the terminal at Mina Airport.
As you know, the Federal Airport Authority and the Ministry of Aviation are those who have exclusive right to determine what to do. But now together, we can continue, we can all pursue this your dream together. We will try our best within the limit of our capacity to influence and see what we can do to also make this better. Because after all, your overall intention is to make Hajj easier for the people of Niger State.
Alhaji Zikrullah said all states will benefit from the Hajj development project. Meanwhile, Adamawa State Pilgrims Welfare Commission says staff capacity building is a major priority of the commission in order to serve the state pilgrims satisfactorily.
Design a training
Executive Secretary of the Commission, Malam Abubakar Salih, who made this known in an interview recently in Yola, the state capital.
You can't render service when you have no capacity to do so. So what we started doing is to develop the capacity of the staff in the rules and regulations of the service itself. Then secondly, we need to build the capacity of staff in Hajj operations and Hajj administration. Except an officer understands this too, there is no how he can develop proficiency that is sufficient enough to be able to render service to the intending pilgrim.
Malam Abubakar Saliu appreciated Adamawa State Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri on the ongoing construction of new office structures for the Commission, saying when completed, they will enhance their operations. He then called on all stakeholders and the Muslim Ummah to rally around the Hajj savings scheme for its successes.
One of the most excellent ideas that NAHCON has introduced recently. And I think any right-thinking Muslim should give credit to the evolvers of this scheme and also support the scheme to fruition.
Alhamdulillah, if just tuning in, the program is As You Answer the Call, a public enlightenment presentation on the activities of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON. To ensure that pilgrims' affairs in Nigeria are handled with high-level professionalism, NAHCON has made it a key policy to train and retrain its staff at all levels and on different subject matters that are relevant to the operations of Hajj. Stay tuned for details in our next segment, Spotlight.
لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك.
What we do here is this is actually a portal.
This is one of the series of workshops, seminars and other forms of trainings being undertaken by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, in order to improve the capacity of its staff at various levels. The Commission is carrying out the various training programs in line with its vision to ensure that services delivered to Nigerian pilgrims are in tune with international best practices. In developing its training strategies, NAHCON engages resource persons from within and outside the Commission.
These functions that organization usually like I see.
This workshop, focusing on monitoring and evaluation, was conducted on Tuesday the 17th of November 2020 at the conference hall of Hajj House in Abuja. Director of Monitoring and Evaluation at the Ministry of Budget and National Planning, Dr. Lawal Zakari, led the training session, which drew participants from the senior cadre of NAHCON.
Monitoring and evaluation is a tool that is used by the government, by enterprises, by management, of any sort, to ensure that, they track what is happening and also learn whether what they are doing is right or not right, scientifically and empirically, without any sentiment.
The discussion by the resource person stressed the need for organizations to have performance measurement system to ensure effective monitoring and evaluation.
Monitoring and evaluation, start, with a good plan. You have to plan what you intend to do in a very clear manner, in a smart way. Because in M&E we have what we call a smart criteria. Whatever you are going to do, you should bring it down to something very specific, something which can be measured, something which is achievable, something that will be relevant to what you are doing, and something that has a clear time frame.
Dr. Lawal Zakari further elaborates on the issues of measurement of performance.
I have to go for inspection. Inspection is just a process. So when you go, and you have just gone for inspection, then start saying that I have done any work. For a Nigerian pilgrim, you have not done any work. Do you get me? And even when you come back and you say you have higher houses, don't think for a Nigerian pilgrim, you have added any value. You have only added a value, to Nigerian pilgrim when you go in and enter that house, and it's accessible, there is water, there is everything. Then you will say, Alhamdulillah, Hajj Commission is working.
NAHCON Chairman Alhaji Zikrullah Kunle Hassan spoke at the occasion and touched on the importance of training, especially the aspect that relates to monitoring and evaluation.
I understand that if we are well coordinated in this unit, there will be greater transparency and accountability. There will be improved project performance because gone will be the day of trial and error. And of course, there will be effective resource allocation, which will assist us in decision making. And our management of organization will be systematic.
The NAHCON boss added that
the truth is, we are going to be evaluated first by the pilgrims. And the extent to which they are happy or satisfied with our Hajj service delivery is what will determine whether we are successful. If everybody say we are good and the pilgrims are not happy, of course we are not successful. The government must regard us as also doing well because they are our employer. And for those of us at this end, the staff must be happy for us to be said to have also been deserving of being properly evaluated.
So when you collect from the airline, then you deliver it back to...
NAHCON also mounted another training program for zonal coordinators and outreach liaison officers of the Commission. The Commissioner of Operations, Abdullahi Magaji Hardawa, provides an insight on the training program.
We are posting enough manpower to those zonal offices and outreaches to be able to effectively carry out such functions without interference from the headquarters. If that is the case, those personnel to be posted should be fully equipped to be able to carry out the function diligently and without problems. And for them to do that, they need to be fully equipped by way of induction training.
What then is expected from the participants?
What we have chosen to do is to expose the various heads, as the zonal coordinators and the liaison officers. We train them for them to go back and train their subordinates.
Having an office in a zonal office, the accountant is also...
Resource persons for the exercise were drawn from NAHCON and other organizations. The two-day training took place at Hajj House between the 6th and 7th of October 2020.
Directives, guidance.
NAHCON Director of Administration and Human Resources, Dr. Ibrahim Sodangi, delivered the lead paper which focused on planning, directing and reporting among others.
The first role expected of you as Your Excellencies has to do with what? Planning. Planning is a process of rational determination and will be conceived and lay out a future today and systematically set in motion persons, money, materials, time, and energy to ensure that the future as conceived is realized. This is quoted from NAHCON Occasional Paper 5. On the basis of this, the Commission realizes the need to carefully plan to take full control of its future operations, because without plan, the future takes control of man. That is why it is important that nobody in the zonal or outreach offices, no matter his level in the operational hierarchy, should be left ignorant of what the general and specific objectives of the commissions are.
Other papers presented touched on the following subjects: implementation of Hajj savings scheme, flight schedules and data, use of information and communication technology ICT, stress and time management. Others were information management, pilgrims enlightenment and security management.
You should be armed with all the important facts within the office, also documented, because even without going out to press, people can come to the office, like it was earlier said, you're all our ambassadors. They will come to the office seeking for information. You don't have to start calling the headquarters to get all these facts. If you have everything straight documented in the office, then you are done. You don't have to reach out to us. As long as what you are giving out has been vetted in the office and it's okay to go out.
The IPAC registration, as I had it over there, is launched by Saudi Ministry of Hajj for each year's Hajj. What it does is, this is the one and only system whereby Saudi Arabia identifies a pilgrim.
Stress and time management strategies are necessary for good performance. Stress management in particular has a lot to do in managing your good health. Therefore, you must be medically compliant at all times.
You have to carry out surveillance duties. You enter the market, for instance, Zamzam water. No, everybody believes that Zamzam water comes from Saudi Arabia, and they say anything Saudi Arabia and Nigeria has to do with National Hajj Commission. So you have to ensure that this Zamzam water that people want to buy are the original ones.
The papers presented generated comments, questions and observations from participants.
All the stakeholders you are going to deal with in your area of responsibility, you can, at the comfort of your office, go through to the internet, look at their operating documents, arm yourself, know their responsibility.
So your accountant must prepare a budget for you. We cannot do it here on our own. We would rather like to have the inputs from you. All the zonal offices are not the same by size, in terms of personnel, in terms of whatever other factors. You need to, bring all the, because we cannot sit down here and determine your needs in the zonal offices.
As NAHCON is enhancing the capacity of its staff through trainings, it won't be long for the Commission to start implementing its policy of professionalizing Hajj operations at the proposed Hajj Training Institute.
You're still watching as you answer the call. Coming up next is Making the Hajj.
لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك.
On making the Hajj tonight, Professor Adewale Abdul Semiu takes us through discussions on certain requirements to be fulfilled by those wishing to go for Hajj.
فمن فرض فينا الحج فلا فسوق ولا جدال ولا فسوق في الحج وتزودوا فإن خير الزاد التقوى. It is necessary. Anything that will harm your colleague, you dare not do it. So that is one of the first things that is very necessary. And you know that Allah stated in the Holy Quran that He will forgive all sins, but associating partners with Him, He will not forgive anybody that does that and die with it.
The fear of Allah is another requirement for intending pilgrims.
And that's what Allah said. فَهَيْنَ خَيْرَ زَادِ تَقْوَى, that they should fear Allah. So if you fear Allah, whether in the open or in the secret, you will always be righteous. Because it is as if as God is really watching you, but it is that because of that fear, you will not want to commit any crime in the clothes when nobody is seeing you. And when people are seeing you too, you want to be very, very careful. So it's just to fear Allah, and that is all. And they should know, because quite a lot of people, they go to Hajj, they don't know what they are supposed to do. So they should get adequate knowledge of what Hajj entails, and they should do it properly.
Furthermore, intending pilgrims must prepare themselves spiritually, medically, and financially, among others.
So if you know you have something in your body that is injurious to yourself, one, and can be injurious to others, you dare not do so. So it is necessary that very comprehensive medical examination should be carried out, and whoever has any type of diseases that is not clinically manifesting and needs vaccination should be well vaccinated. You must also look at the circumstances around the Hajj itself. Any war on the way, anything that can be injurious to your health, to your life, because you read the law who bikum ul yusra, wala yuridu bikum ul usra. Allah does not intend any difficulties for us. It is that He intends every peace.
The Islamic scholar said, in this period of COVID-19, intending pilgrims must observe all protocols needed to halt the spread of the pandemic.
We may still have some carriers. So if you say you are a carrier and vaccination, you have been able to get vaccine against coronavirus, get vaccinated before you go. Otherwise, you'll be spreading it. That's how Prophet Muhammad says, if you are in a place where the pandemic is occurring, stay there, don't go out. And the people that are where there is no pandemic, they should stay where they are, so that they will not come and contact it. You that you are infected, you not go and inflict it on others.
Similarly, Professor Adewale urged intending pilgrims on physical preparations in order to meet up with rigors of performing the Hajj rites.
MashaAllah. Up next is the quiz. Welcome to the quiz segment. The question in the last episode was, name the surah and the number of the following verse, and complete the Hajj and Umrah for Allah. The correct answer is Surah Al-Baqarah verse 196. The winner is Aliyu Adeniji from Ogbomoso, Oyo State. He provided the answer ahead of others. Aliyu Adeniji will be contacted on how NAHCON will reach him with the prize he won. A quiz winner will get 25,000 Naira cash prize. This is part of NAHCON's effort in social investment in Nigeria. Now to the quiz for this week. And the question is, which mosque is referred to as Masjid al-Umrah and where is it located? I repeat, which mosque is referred to as Masjid al-Umrah and where is it located? Text the answer to the number shown on your screen. The winner will be the first person whose correct answer is received. All answers should carry the name and location of sender. Good luck and happy viewing. Once again, good luck to you. Before we round off the program, we take some messages from our viewers. Yusuf Abdulaziz from Matogun, Ogun State sent in the first message. It reads, Assalamu alaikum. We're enjoying this program as you answer the call. Good job, NAHCON, and keep it up. The second message was sent by Muwali Shafi. It says, Assalamu alaikum. I appreciate NAHCON for introducing Hajj savings scheme in Nigeria. You too can send a message through our mobile number and other social media platforms. Remember, you can stop the spread of coronavirus by complying with all preventive measures. Let's support our government in the fight against coronavirus. That's it on this edition of the program As You Answer the Call. Join me same time next week for another package. Good night and thanks for watching.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك